Hey my friends, how's it going? Well, today I want to get into a topic here, my friends, that I think you do go through or have gone through, or it happens all the time. Today I went to train, I woke up at 5:30 as always. There was that white mist. It was still night. It's that horror movie kind of weather, right? Like fog. So, all right. I'm there. I arrived at the gym, went inside the gym, I'm stretching. Then an old lady, an aunt arrived there. This aunt likes to mind other people's business, right? Then she came up to me and said, "Don't you train legs?" I said, What do you mean? Don't you train legs? I've never seen you train legs." I stopped, looked at her, and felt like saying, "I also have a bill at home. Are you interested in that too?" But no, guys. I took a deep breath with that sleepy face and said to her, "Yeah, I didn't train because I didn't feel like it today, right?" "Oh, but I've never seen you train, "Yeah, because I hardly ever train legs." I was still polite, right? Then I was chatting with a friend of mine, right? Then I said to my friend, "Hey man, that lady there likes to meddle in other people's lives, right? She likes to gossip about other people's lives, Then he said, "Yeah, that lady, she has that habit. The other day she was complaining to a guy because he spent too much time on the treadmill." "Yeah, but what do you mean?" She complained that she liked to use the treadmill that the guy was using. And there's a row of treadmills, right? And the treadmills, were empty, right? You don't know the latest. I said, "Okay." When she goes on the treadmill, she stays for at most not even 5 minutes, man. Oh, I said, "Oh, you're kidding, man." And now, guys, I'm sharp. In case she comes again with these ideas, I'll say to her, "Hey, do you want to pay my bills? Have I ever given advice on your life? So stop, man, meddling in other people's lives, dude." Man, that's annoying, man. And man, it's an annoying thing to have people around. In the past, we had some neighbors here that every time something new came that we bought, for someone to make a delivery, you'd see people peeking, man, at my window, right? It's an ugly thing, right? People don't know how to maintain their conduct. Envy. There's envy everywhere, right, my friends? Put it in the comments there. Do you guys also go through this? Because it's a very annoying situation, right? It bothers us. Another thing too, my friends, is fake relatives, right? There are relatives who only show up when they need you, man. It's always like that. Either when they need money, or I don't know, they're in some kind of trouble and want to ask for your help, right? It's always like this. When you're in trouble, no one comes. Now you have the obligation to want to help others. But God forgive me, my friends. I don't help, no. I'm kind of grumpy about these things. I'm like, if someone helps me, I'll help them. Now, if it's someone who doesn't care, I do the same. I ignore them too. Because I think a good deed leads to another good deed, right? If you do a bad deed, you'll bring bad deeds to yourself. So, what you sow, you reap, right? That's true. Look, I'll give you an example here. There's a neighbor here whom I consider like a father, and he always helped us here in the toughest times. Like this house of my father's here, which we built. Oh man, the guy helped us a lot. Wow, he helped so many people, Something that no one from our family came to help with, man. No one, That's why I say, man, sometimes you have a person who is nothing. Sometimes it's a neighbor, an acquaintance. There are still good-hearted people. There are many good-hearted, good people, my friends. This type of person, man, we have to take good care of. They want to see us do well. We can see that, right? When someone wants to see us do badly, we also notice. So we have to stay away from those who want to see us do badly. Put it in the comments, my friends. I want to know what your reaction is. When these types of things happen, if you take it well, if you ignore it, if you are rude, right? Because sometimes you feel like being rude, right? With certain people who only come to you when they need something or to borrow money. Something I say, I don't have money. And even if I do, I say the money is already reserved, I can't touch it, that the money is accounted for. I'm not going to lie either, that I have it and won't lend it. I say, no, I do have money, yes and all, but I can't lend it. The money is already reserved, and if I lend it to you, I'll miss it. And especially when you know that the guy has a reputation for not paying back, right? Sometimes not even, that's crazy. There are guys who are bad payers, man, who, I don't know how people fall for the spiel of these people. even knowing that the guy is a swindler, right? There was this guy, he used to borrow money from everyone. Then he ended up borrowing money to pay off the loans he had taken, right? And man, there came a time when people said, your reputation is already burned out there, and I'm not going to lend you anything. You'll have to figure it out yourself. Where I work, my friends, this is a different story. There was a guy there who borrowed money from a loan shark. And this guy, he liked to act slick, like a smart guy, right? And he borrowed. I think at the time I'll speak in dollars, okay? But it's as if it were in reais. Let's say he borrowed $1,000, and with loan sharks, it's like this. They blatantly rip people off. They don't care, like, did you borrow 1,000? You're going to pay 3,000, right? Then he sets up his installments there with abusive interest and all, but the person takes it already knowing, right? And this guy took the money and didn't pay the guys. So the guys. That's good because the interest keeps rolling, right? Then when it reaches a high debt, the guy is screwed, then the guy is in trouble. Then AJ took him aside and said, man, if you don't pay me, I'm going to pay this debt to someone else. And the guy won't have the patience I'm having with you. No, I'll pay you. I don't know what. Then 2 months passed, man, and soon the guy came. He transferred the debt, man. He sold his debt to another guy, a really tough guy. I think the guy was involved in shady stuff, The guy was even a hitman, man. Then he came to the guy and said, look, partner, here's the deal. You're going to pay me this money tomorrow, or your leg will end up over your head. It was some threat like that, right? So I don't say something else here and get penalized by YouTube. And the guy was like, no, but I don't owe you whatever, man. I bought the debt from so-and-so and you have until tomorrow to pay me. If you don't pay me, things are going to get cold for you. All right, man. The next day, the guy showed up with 3 checkbooks. He handed it to the guy, bam. The guy was like, wow, out of nowhere. You got this money just like that? I'm going to the bank, man. If this check bounces, you're screwed. So, man, the guy handed him the check. I don't know if they tricked him, right? Like, they gave him a bad check, or if the guy was a crook, really passing a bad check, because the check wasn't even his. It belonged to a relative of his. The next day, the guy disappeared. The guy didn't come to work anymore. Then, like, the guy vanished. Later, they found the guy, right? Oh, so-and-so is hospitalized. They beat him up completely. So, man, like, then I was like, okay. And that's how it stayed, right? Then there was a loan shark I knew. The first loan shark, the guy who sold the debt, right? We called him Biladem because he had a beard. He looked like a Muslim. Then he said, he used to call me German. Hey, German, come here. I knew what happened with the guy who owed me money. I said, man, I don't know. I heard someone saying he's in the hospital, all beaten up. Yeah, so I passed the debt to the guy, right? And the guys got him with sticks and beat him up. The guys thought he was dead. That's why they stopped. Was it meant for him to be dead? Then I said, wow, man. Then I said, damn, but what now? Man, here's the thing. He got a second chance. If he hasn't learned now, he won't get away with it. So what happened, guys? Time passed, the guy recovered, and he was forced to get a lot of money. Like, I think the guy ended up in debt. I think it was a matter of, I don't know if it was 3 years, right? I think it was 3 years. He had to take out a loan from the bank. He managed, I don't know how he managed, man. He managed to get a loan of $200,000, which in this case is like 200,000 reais here, right? And he paid the guy, man. Then he paid the guy disappeared. He also disappeared, and man, nobody knows what happened afterward with their whereabouts, right? So all I know, folks, is the following, these things. It's complicated. Man, don't borrow money from a loan shark. No, I don't know what else it's called, right? I don't know if it's also called loan sharking, right? Loan sharking is when an outsider, like someone involved in illegal stuff like trafficking, or who works only with loan sharks, theft-related stuff, right? Those guys do that. But if someone gets into that kind of life, then my friend, they're screwed. Well, my friends, that's the video. I'm taking a course to improve this language here, right, guys? It's a synthetic one to translate into English. Some things might come out wrong, but it will get better, guys. I think the course I'm taking will take a little while. I think 1 month, 2 months, I don't know. So I can put it into practice. So soon we'll be good at chatting. I hope you liked it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. I'm out.